guys, it's Sophie, and do you notice anything different? I got my braces off 2 days ago. You don't understand how much I wanted my braces off, guys. I'm so happy. So if you follow my Instagram, which if you don't, you totally should, but if you follow it, then you would have seen my Instagram story. I said that I wanted to make a story time about getting my braces off because it was a story. I didn't just go get them off then leave. Like, it was a frustrating experience. So before I start, if you guys are not subscribed, then make sure to do that. And without further ado, let's get into the story time. Hi guys, so I'm actually editing this video right now, and before we start, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry, but in my last video, I said in the description that the first person to comment down below, by the way, my last video was a Black History Month Q&A, but I said that the first person to comment down below how many times I said black in that video would get a shout out. So the first person to comment down that below was Deja Wilson. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. If I'm not, I'm so sorry, but I'll put a screenshot right here. But yeah, you commented down below that I said it 42 times, which I didn't even count, but hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. But Deja Wilson, thank you for watching throughout the entire video and counting how many times I said black in that video. But 42 times, wow, that's a lot. But yeah, just wanted to give you a shout out, and yeah, we can continue on with the video. I hope that you enjoy my story time. So like I said, I got my braces taken off on Thursday. I've had my braces on for almost 2 years. I got them put on during spring break when I was in 8th grade, and now I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm in 10th grade, and it's almost spring break, so that's almost 2 years. So yeah, I've had them on for quite some time. I've broken my braces a lot. I've made braces horror story videos in the past. I've told some stories about the time where I've broken my braces, which there have been several times. So I go into the orthodontist office and I come into the room, and the lady who was, okay, so there's like the main doctor, the main orthodontist doctor, and then like, I don't want to call them nurses, but like in a hospital that would be a nurse, but yeah, I don't know if that's the right term. Like, I don't know what you'd call it in an orthodontist office, but then like I have my main doctor, the main orthodontist, then like the people that help around, but I don't want to say that either because that sounds disrespectful to their job. Yeah, I just searched it up. Apparently they're called an orthodontic nurse. So okay, so the nurse that was going to be helping take off my braces, I had her for the first time the last time I went. So the time before I got my braces off, I had her, which was in February. I was not that excited because the first time that I had her, which was the time before I got my braces taken off, like, it literally took so long. Like, all she was doing was just taking out my wires and putting in new wires, and it took so long. Like, something was literally wrong. She could not take out the wires. Like, it wasn't painful or anything. She just took so long. Like, it was as if she did not know what she was doing at all. So she calls me in, and apparently she's gonna be helping take my braces off. So the first thing that we did, she took the wires off. That was the very first thing that she did, which actually she did it really quickly. So I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be cool, this is gonna be smooth. And after she did that, I was just like, is this process gonna hurt at all? Like, I didn't know what happens when you get your braces taken off. That was the first time that I've ever gotten them taken off. So I asked her, like, is this gonna hurt? And she was just like, no, like, there's no reason why it should hurt. Like, because I always ask that. So she was just like, you always ask that, like, there's no reason why this should hurt. So I was like, okay, just checking. So she like guaranteed that it's not gonna hurt at all. So I was like, chill, like, lit, all right, so cool. So the next thing that happened after she took the wires off was she needed to, okay, so basically they were gonna put in a permanent retainer, and it's like this little wire that goes behind my bottom teeth and behind my top teeth, which, by the way, after everything happened and I got the 2 little retainers put in, I broke it. Literally the day after. In second period, I was eating a bagel, and my bottom one, I still have the top wire, but the bottom wire just came off, and I was chewing it, and I was like, wow, like, this is a really crunchy bagel. Like, it should not be this crunchy. And I like use a napkin and like take something out of my mouth, and the wire's just like right there, and I was like, wow, like, that hadn't even been 24 hours. I don't, like, wow, Sophie, like that was great. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. I did break my retainer not even 24 hours after getting it put in. So, and mind you, the retainer should last 2 years. I asked them how long I would have this permanent retainer on. They said 2 years, and I managed to break it in a matter of 13 hours. So yeah, that was the process that they were doing first. They were just putting the wires behind my 6 bottom teeth, my 6 middle bottom teeth, and then my 6 top teeth in the front, like in the middle. And yeah, so she had to keep my mouth open. So what they use, I'm gonna insert a picture. I don't even know what these things are called, but they put them in your mouth to keep your mouth open. You have to put Vaseline on your lips because it like really stretches out your lips, and it just keeps your mouth open so that the orthodontist can do what they're doing. So she put that in my mouth. It was no big deal because I've had it in there before, but there are 2 types. There's one that's made out of plastic, and then there's one that's made out of rubber, and the plastic one is so much better. It actually stays in my mouth and it does not come out, but the rubber one like slips and slides on like my saliva and everything, so it comes out easier. So she used the rubber one, and I was like, wow, like this is not going to be good because it always comes out whenever I use the rubber one. And I was gonna ask her, can you please just use the blue plastic one, but I was like, no, let me just let her do her job. So she puts it in my mouth and it's like slipping and sliding, but then she finally gets it in, and she was just like, okay, so you're gonna have to stay still. So she starts, she puts like this thing that like sucks up your saliva in my mouth, and then you're supposed to add air. Like it's this little thing where you're supposed to use air. So she tried to get the air to work, and it was not working. Like it just was not working at all. And I was just sitting there with my mouth open like this, like, just like, what you doing, girl? Like, are you good? And it was not working. So she had to call like another nurse into the room. This was actually the nurse that I talked about in my last Braces Horror Stories video, who I said would like treat me like a child, but I honestly love her compared to the one that I had. Like I really wanted her back. Like I honestly missed her. Yeah, they were trying to get it to work, and I all of a sudden started to feel the thing that was keeping my mouth open. What is it called? Honestly, let me just check what it's called. Okay, so the mouth opening tool, and I'll insert this picture as well. Yeah, this is called the mouth opening tool. That's what it says. The mouth opening tool, the rubber one, it was starting to slip like out of my mouth, and it was just like starting to come out. And meanwhile, they were trying to get it to work and everything. So she's just like, she asked the nurse like, oh, can you get another one? So she leaves, and then all of a sudden the one starts working. So she's like, never mind, we don't need it. So she's like ready to start putting air in my mouth, and then all of a sudden the mouth thing just pops out. Like it just flies out. And I was like just sitting there. I look at her and she looks at me, and then she's just like,
Sophie, I need you to work with me here. Like you can't move your tongue, you can't move your lips around. You need to keep this in, or else we're gonna be here all day. Like you have to work with me.
After she said that, I was like, okay, backtrack. Hold on. Last time I checked, I was sitting here with my mouth open waiting for your air to work. Like, how is this my fault? Like, I did not move, I did not budge. I was just like, I don't understand how this is my fault. She was just like,
yeah, you're gonna have to work with me here. You're gonna have to help me help you, because I'm doing my job, you have to do yours. Like, you have to get this done.
To get anything done, you have to get my braces off. Like, I don't understand what the problem is here. But after she said that, I was thinking all these things. I didn't say it, but after she said that, I was like, okay, yeah. So she puts it back into my mouth, and at that point, like, I was tired of keeping my mouth open for so long, so it actually was starting to hurt, and I couldn't swallow either. Like, the saliva thing just was not working, and like I could feel my saliva starting to pour out of my mouth when she put it back in. So it came out again because it slipped and just like came out, and she's just like,
you know what, we need to try something else. Like we have to do something else about this. This is not working out.
And she gets up and she leaves, and I'm like, but wait, I don't understand why this lady is making it seem like I'm doing something. Like, these are your tools. Like, what? So she comes back like 30 seconds later with this contraption.
And
it's basically another mouth opening tool, except it has like a tube. It's to keep my tongue down, because she says that the reason why it keeps coming out is because I'm moving my tongue, which I wasn't. So it has this thing to keep my tongue down, so I can't move my tongue at all. I can't move at all. It's this same picture, just picture like it's the same one that I just put up, except it has a tube coming down and like a little plastic thing, like a little plastic box basically that your tongue goes into, and it's to keep your tongue from moving around. I didn't like it. I don't like that feeling. Like I could not move at all. Like I wasn't supposed to be moving, which I wasn't, but I could easily she could just tell me, keep your tongue down, don't move your tongue, and I would be like, okay, sure. My tongue was like trapped in this box, and it was so uncomfortable and painful because the box is made out of plastic, and basically like if I moved my tongue, it was just like hitting a wall. Like it went over my tongue and it like kept my tongue in there, and I couldn't move anything. Oh my gosh, it was so freaking uncomfortable. You guys are gonna be like, Sophie, you are a literal child. But I started crying. I was just like, I was asking her like, can we please just like not do the part where I put my tongue in? Like I don't want to do that part. Like I don't that sounded disgusting. But I asked her that. She's like, no, like you have to keep this on the entire time. And I was like, what is the entire time? And then she's like, for the whole procedure. And I was like, really? I don't think that that's gonna work out. Once she saw that I was crying, she got the other nurse. Like she was like, is this not working? I was like, no sis, no. So she went and she got the other nurse, the one that was helping her find the air thing, which was the one that I talked about in my last braces horror story video. So she came into the room and she sat down and she's just like, did you miss me? And sis, I was like, with the thing in my mouth, I was like, yes, help me. So she starts doing the procedure and I was like, thank the Lord. Meanwhile, I was like crying and the nurse was just like, oh, you don't need to cry, it's okay. And I was like, thanks. Like I honestly was so happy that she was there. Like I was so happy. Like the doctor took the nurse's spot and he was like working on my teeth, and then at one point he was just like, okay, so I'm gonna have to press on your teeth now and it's gonna hurt a bit. And that all happened so fast because like right when he said like, and it's gonna hurt, like he was already doing it. And I was like, guys, I was like crying, like actually crying. I can't even like reenact it, but it was terrible. I was like borderline screaming. It hurt so bad. And she was just like, no, like there's no reason why it should hurt. I could not even explain, like it hurt so bad. It wasn't even just like pressure, it was pressure and pain. There's no reason why it should hurt. And after that, they use like this light thing. I still don't know what it's for, and I've been meaning to look that up, but I have no idea what it's for. I found a picture of it. It's like this light with like an orange thing on it. The light burned. She had it really close to my teeth. That was the first time that the light ever hurt me. This entire time I still had my tongue trapped in that hard plastic box. My tongue was trapped and my mouth was like that, and I could not move, and the entire experience was painful.
You always ask that, like there's no reason why this should hurt.
And so yeah, after they were doing the light thing, after she was done with that, then she was like, okay, we're done, we can take it out now, we are done. So she took out the thing from my tongue, she took that out, and then these are brackets, and he was taking these off. Like finally this was it, they were finally going to be off. And he started like taking them off like he was supposed to, and it didn't really hurt. It was just like unexpected pressure. Like it was a lot of pressure and it was really uncomfortable. But once he was done with that, I was finished. I was free. I was, oh my gosh, I was like, wow, like I'm so done with all of you people. I never have to see you again. But since I broke my retainer, I have to go back Monday. So that was basically the story. Like it took the entire thing, like the entire process, like with the mess ups and everything, me crying, that took about an hour. And wow, like thanks for going out of focus. That took about an hour and 30 minutes, but it's done, it's over. But yes, that was my story of me getting my braces off. I hope that this wasn't boring. Like the topic is boring, but the story hopefully was not. If you guys enjoyed this, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you've ever had braces, if you have them taken off, if not, when you're gonna get them taken off. Just comment down something, like we could talk. Like thank you guys for watching so much. I love you all so much, and I will see you this Tuesday with another new video. Bye. Underneath the palm trees, you can leave your worries.
listen to the way you say you wanna get so high. Breathe